This is Greensboro Metro Station, the only normal metro station without any bus connections. Greensboro Station, located along Leesburg Pike, is a bit different than other Silver Line stations with this design. It partially sits above and below the surface, resembling stations like Southern Avenue on the Green Line and Arlington Cemetery on the Blue. If we take a look at the metro map, we see that the station is out here on the Silver Line. The Greensboro Station is at the center of Tysons Corner 7, one of the 4 districts where Tysons is in the process of building commercial, housing, and public spaces in close proximity to metro stations. The northeast side of the station is what I'm calling modern suburban urban. You got tall glass buildings, you got narrow streets, but not many people. The southwest side is a different story. You get dumped out here, which looks like it could be any suburb in America. It's just a normal strip mall with a large parking lot. The county plans for this area indicate that at some point it will all be redeveloped into a civic center with public, residential, and commercial buildings more oriented towards the Greensboro Metro Station rather than Leesburg Pike, the main road that we see here. The station features a 600-foot-long island platform, as you can see here, and I would say this station's design language is Silver Line standard because all the stations other than Dulles all basically have the same layout, such as 2 walkways over the road. In this case, the road is Leesburg Pike, one of the main thoroughfares here, and it gets around 60,000 vehicles per weekday, which is the busiest section of Leesburg Pike itself, and it's also one of the busiest sections around here in the DC area. You know what's interesting? 2 trains have come on that side towards Ashburn, and 0 have come towards Largo and DC, which is a little weird. It's been an interesting day on the Silver Line. The station's main quirk is that it has 0 bus connections, which is exceedingly rare for the DC Metro. The only other 2 stations without bus service are Reagan National Airport, because I guess the Metro's enough, and also Arlington Cemetery, because they don't want public buses at the cemetery. Walking from the Capitol building at 5 Mission failed. Walking from the Capitol building at 5 p.m. on a weekday would take about 47 minutes on Metro to get here to Greensboro Station. In a car, it would take somewhere around 40 minutes, depending on traffic. Looks like the water bottle refilling station is broken. Also, don't drink directly from here. All right, so this station actually features a restroom, unlike most stations on Metro. Silver Line stations do have restrooms. This one is on the normal side of the fare gates, outside the system. So basically it's just a free public restroom, which is nice. And it's pretty clean. I mean, your normal public restroom. As you can see, there's only 2 fare machines back here. I think that's the least amount I've ever seen at a metro station, and I'm curious if you've ever seen less. Let me know. The Silver Line on weekdays sees trains every 10 minutes during rush hour and every 12 minutes outside of rush hour. And on weekends, trains run every 12 minutes all day long. Every day of the week, starting at 9:30 p.m., trains start running at every 15 minutes until closing time. Closing time! Here you can see when the first and the last trains come through the station each day, depending on direction and day of week. And a one-way trip to Metro Center Station will cost $6. An equivalent monthly pass would be $192 per month. Here is the ridership information for Greensboro Station. There isn't a historical backlog of data because the station opened in 2014, but as of April 27, 2024, there are 995 entries on weekdays, 568 on Saturdays, 268 on Sundays, and the busiest day in the station's history is February 11th, 2020 at 2,122 entries that day. And in 2023, around 6% of Greensboro's entries were fare evaded. All right, let's talk about the pros and cons. Pros, lots of places within a walkable distance from the station. It's just not a great pedestrian experience, but it is walkable technically. 2, the area is poised to be redeveloped for a better pedestrian experience at some point in the future. And number 3, America's 12th largest employment area, Tysons Corner, has a rapid transit service and only a 45-minute trip from the nation's capital. All right, let's talk about the cons as well. Trains only run every 10 to 50 minutes depending on the time of day, and the area south of the station just is not the best place to be as a pedestrian, as I showed you. The station is in the top 10 least used metro stations for a reason. Unless you're going to Arlington, DC, or the airport, there just isn't a ton of use for this station yet. I'm giving the station a 4 out of 10, but with the improvements to the surrounding areas that should be happening in the next decades, those numbers can be pumped up.
What times, maybe?
I gotta pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
Thank you so much for watching this video. More videos coming soon as always. Make sure you go outside, touch some grass. Maybe not today because the weather's horrible, but when it's nice. Have a great day. Bye.
Closing time. Every new beginning comes from some other beginning. I know I want to take me home. I know to take me home. I know to take me home. Take me